Comes first. This is KCRA 3 News at 5.
Celebrating the 4th and happy Independence Day. Millions of people from coast to coast are celebrating, including right here in Northern California. We saw folks gathered in Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, Sacramento for parades and festivals, waving flags, marching, and of course listening to patriotic music. And hundreds of people were out there wearing red, white, and blue.
It's all about the independence of America and celebrating this great country, the freedoms we have.
I love that we are celebrating our freedom and what our country has fought for, and being with our family and our friends.
Patriotic pride as Americans reflect on all of our freedoms. Well, people held parades throughout the day today. Tonight, they're gearing up for the big fireworks displays across the country.
And in the Bay Area, crews setting up a big fireworks display there. This is video from yesterday. People heading to San Francisco can expect to see a heavy police presence on the waterfront as thousands flock to see the annual show. That one will include 5,000 explosions set to music, and they'll be lit from barges near Aquatic Park and Pier 39. That show starts at 9:30.
And in just about half an hour now at Raley Field, the gates will open for the start of their 4th on the Field event. $12 for adults, $7 for kids to camp out on the turf. You can enjoy about 20 trucks, food trucks, and a live band. If you pay $10 for adults and $5 for kids, you can settle into a low bowl seat. There will be more food trucks there, a live band, face painting, a beer garden, and a kids play area. The fireworks will kick off at 9:30.
And Northern California's biggest fireworks show takes place in South Lake Tahoe. I was there last year. It was great. The main show tonight starts at 9:45. The show will be synced up to music. People watching from the beach are urged to clean up after themselves. Every year, crews of volunteers have to get out there and pick up what are basically mounds of trash people left behind on the morning of July 5th.
It was interesting to see the fireworks on both sides of the lake, just a little bit out of sync. And right now in Rancho Cordova, people are gearing up for a big display in the skies tonight. Also a big birthday for that city.
Let's go to KCRA 3's Mike Lurie. He's live at Hagen Community Park with more on the fireworks frenzy that's in store for folks out there tonight. Mike.
Gulson and Edie, we are reporting to you live from behind a lock gate at Hagen Community Park. We wanted to show you the pyrotechnic crews that are here behind the scenes working and wiring more than 1,000 shells that will burst into the air tonight as America celebrates 242 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence, while Rancho Cordova celebrates 15 years of cityhood. Rancho Cordova's birthday celebration will look like this tonight in Hagen Community Park, where fireworks experts tell us that breezy conditions will actually enhance the visual effects.
A little breeze is great during the day, and a little breeze at night is even better. We want that smoke to kind of dissipate as the show burns so that you guys get to see all the effects, the nice bright colors.
Those bright colors come from more than 1,100 shells that will explode in the sky, all synchronized to music. But how do people on the pyrotechnic crews know if they've hit a home run with the crowd?
This is a multi-position shoot.
Rancho Cordova event chair Lee Frechette told us he listens carefully for the response.
We can hear the crowd, which is over 500 feet away, going hog wild, and the oohs and the ahs and the clapping and the cheering. You've done something good.
Luis Nunez knows he's in for something good because he's been here before. That's why he pitched his tent hours before the show to get the best vantage point.
I mean, the fireworks are like right in your face. They're just right across the lake here, and they were amazing.
We're going to have some ribs. We're going to have some hot links. We're going to have some chicken.
Across town, James Morgan is firing up his grill on Exposition Boulevard, just outside of Cal Expo, which is expecting a big crowd for tonight's fireworks show. The Cal Expo fireworks show begins tonight at 9:30. And back here live at Hagen Community Park, where those crews are still wiring some of the shells for tonight's show. And again, that fireworks display begins at 9:30 tonight. It is preceded by a Bruno Mars tribute band that begins at 8:15. Admission to the park here only $2 tonight. Reporting live from Rancho Cordova, Mike Lurie, KCRA 3 News.
$2, pretty good deal there. Well, let's talk about just the timing of this all, because the 4th of this year is on a Wednesday. So what are they thinking about attendance out there?
So they're thinking actually Wednesday being the middle of the week is actually a good thing because more people will be closer to home, local, and able to come here. They think that's going to actually help boost their attendance, and they're expecting up to 30,000 people tonight.
Mike, we're seeing shows like that across the region. A fireworks show on Stockton's waterfront is expected to bring in big crowds for what they're calling a safe and sane show.
And with that, let's check in with KCRA 3's Melinda Meza. She's live in Stockton for us with the crowds that are already starting to gather and what we can expect out there tonight.
Well, they are expecting quite a big show here in Stockton tonight. We are live along the waterfront. We can tell you people have already been setting up to get the great seats for the show, and people are already starting to cook. Look at those ribs on the barbecue. Quite a lot of families out here today for this show that's expected to begin around 9:30 tonight. Now, the fireworks will go off around 9:30. We saw folks setting up out here as early as 11 o'clock today. They brought out chairs and blankets and umbrellas. Now, doors open at Weber Point, where there will be music, entertainment, and fun for kids at 5:30, so pretty soon here. Now, this free event has been canceled before because of budget cuts. The city did not sponsor a show from 2008 until 2014, but it was brought back in 2015. This year, city leaders say it's time to celebrate Independence Day in the city in a safe way.
We're going to have fantastic fireworks tonight. Hopefully the city of Stockton comes out and shows up.
4th of July is for all of us. It does no one no good if the fire department or police department has to come out to take care of an injury.
Yeah, community leaders say it's best to come out and enjoy a show like this right on the waterfront. The show has been called a success in years past, and we're told there's not a bad seat in the house out here on the waterfront in Stockton. So again, the doors open at 5:30 right across here at Weber Point, but people are already out cooking their dinner and getting ready for a big show tonight in a safe and sane way. Reporting live in Stockton, I'm Melinda Meza, KCRA 3 News.
You know what? That barbecue looks really good right now, Melinda. Thank you.
Yeah, it sure does.
And while people are celebrating across Northern California, hundreds of fire crews are on the front lines this Independence Day as the county fire continues to grow in Yolo and Napa counties. Today, Live Copter 3 was over the fire. You can see there just a cloud of smoke and haze. In fact, our camera could barely see the ground. The smoky conditions just blanketed that area. We're also getting new video of the destruction. The properties that it's burned are vast. Some of them span hundreds of acres.
And KCRA 3's Vicky Gonzalez had a chance to talk to some residents about what they've lost.
Firefighters gaining ground on progress. But the county fire still presents obstacles. Off Highway 16 north of Gwenda is the most challenging area of a relentless wildfire.
My house has never been a mile away from burning up, so yeah, pretty scary.
Growing to more than 120 square miles in Yolo and Napa counties, larger than the city of Sacramento. CAL FIRE getting ahead of the wildfire's progress. The work being done right now is off Old County Road 40. This is Cache Creek, the county fire just over those hills. The focus is the bridge we're standing on, not suitable for vehicles. They are building an access road to get closer to the wildfire. Just up the road, Independence Day is a smoky vacation for the Quiroz family.
We weren't sure if we were going to be able to come out because of the fire, but I mean, I guess it's okay.
Albeit with Cache Creek Campground all to themselves. But this 4th of July still comes with deep gratitude.
Thank God, they're our heroes. We love them.
And community.
People help each other here.
The more than a century-old Gwenda Corner store.
I think that, like I said, they're falling back here.
Where neighbors huddle for updates.
We have fires here. It's not unusual, but not of this magnitude.
Owner Wyatt Klein capturing video of the county fire's destruction.
There's the barn right there, the green roof. There's the house.
Smoke pulling over the hillside, a reminder. There are more than 2,000 taking on the fire lines, inching closer towards containment. In Yolo County, Vicky Gonzalez, KCRA 3 News.
Now, despite what we saw today, CAL FIRE has not officially confirmed any homes or structures have been lost. At this point, their focus really is first and foremost containing the fire. The full official assessment of the damage will come later. Meantime, the city of Winters canceled their fireworks show due to growing warnings about fire activity from that county fire. This is the first time the community has canceled their annual show. The neighboring cities of Davis and Woodland have offered the residents of Winters to come visit them for the fireworks displays.
And it turns out at Travis Air Force Base in Fairfield, they have canceled their Intel drone show because of the winds. The show is going to feature 500 drones synced up to a choreographed routine. You'll now be able to catch it tomorrow night, but there's a big difference here. The public will not be allowed on the base. So the Air Force says you should be able to see it from neighborhoods that surround the base.
All right, talking about those winds, let's look at the conditions right now outside across Northern California from Fairfield to Sacramento, in Stockton and Modesto, and up in the Sierra at Lake Tahoe. So beautiful blue skies, but yeah, some windy conditions in some areas.
Well, Fairfield, and that's where we always look for the Delta breeze, and that's why the temperatures are so much lower. And if you're planning on heading out for the 4th of July fireworks shows tonight, it is going to be cool for the 4th of July. Now, at 7 o'clock, we'll still have temperatures around 70 degrees or so. Sunset is just before 8:30 tonight. At 9 o'clock, will be clear. We'll already be down in the low 60s in many spots, many valley spots, and by 10 o'clock down to about 61. So when the fireworks go off in many areas, we'll be down in the low 60s. Some of you may want to bring a sweater or a light jacket when you head out the door. Back to you.
All right, thanks for that, Mark. Well, back to KCRA 3 wildfire coverage for you right now. And while many are out barbecuing and taking part in parades and celebrations waiting for the fireworks to start, others are working.
Yeah, progress on the county fire, of course, not possible without the men and women fighting it. KCRA 3's Max Resnick joins us live from McClellan Park, the staging area for CAL FIRE's attack planes, to profile those who are serving on this Independence Day. Max?
That's right. One man's a Navy veteran, another on the job just a month now. Both say that they're honored to serve today and every day. Fire attack planes sit quietly on the runway at McClellan, engines off, ladders down, waiting for the call. While they're parked, firefighters with CAL FIRE are in motion, making sure these aircraft have retardant for the battle ahead.
It's early in the season and we've seen a lot of tankers come through.
Spencer Miller helps prepare these planes, as he has in an already busy fire season.
We're looking forward to it. We like to work hard here at CAL FIRE, and we're prepared and mentally ready to be working a lot and working a long season. So we're ready.
Miller brought some of that mental toughness with him to CAL FIRE after 7 years in the Navy, a veteran continuing his service and working on the 4th of July.
We tried to bring that into the paramilitary area of CAL FIRE, and we're just really proud to be part of such a great nation.
I mean, we're not on the front line, but if things aren't running smoothly here, then they're not going to be run smooth over there.
Nolan Barker is just 1 month into his service with CAL FIRE, focused not on July 4th festivities, but on the job ahead.
There's a lot of other things that we could all be doing with our families and friends, but we're happy to be here, and we're ready to get this fire out.
Their dedication to service on display, as families across the state rely on these firefighters for a safe summer and fall to come. And we spent time with Sac Metro Fire today as well. We'll have their stories coming up tonight at 6. Reporting live in Sacramento County, Max Resnick, KCRA 3 News.
Max, thank you. There is a new sense of urgency in the rescue efforts for that youth soccer team stuck in a cave in Thailand. What officials are saying is now forcing them to possibly make a rescue attempt within the next 24 hours. We'll have that story next.
Plus, bad day driving. Man, a driver runs right into this sinkhole. The car, you can see there, vertical. What officials say kept this driver safe through this.
It's a race against time to rescue those 12 boys and their soccer coach from a cave in Thailand. Today, the threat of monsoon rain is forcing rescue teams to at least consider trying to evacuate them in the next day or two. The youth soccer team now has food and blankets as they remain on a beach inside that cave. They had been missing for more than a week in that dark and cold environment, trapped by sudden flooding. Their path back out of the cave would mean the boys would have to dive into the water, but they don't know how to swim, let alone the diving skills needed to navigate about 3 miles of tunnels through murky water.
The
panic. It's in narrow passages. There's lots of very narrow passages. There's lots of flow still going on. So although it goes down, it still becomes a hazard just being in the water and going with the flow or going against it. It's hard work. It's a scary sensation if you're not used to it. And even when you are used to it, it can be very scary.
Right now, medics are in the cave with those boys, caring for them. The boys seem to be in good spirits, judging by video of them that we saw today. They were sending messages to their families who are waiting outside, along with everyone else, hoping those boys will come out soon. Officials say the boys and their coach may not be moved out at the same time. It really just depends on their health.
Well, the world's really rooting for them. Well, in England, British police declaring a major incident after 2 people are now in critical condition after being exposed to the same kind of nerve agent that was used in an attack on a former Russian spy. KCRA 3's Brian Heap joining us now with the latest on this investigation, Brian.
Gulston, back in March, a former Russian spy named Sergei Skripal and his daughter were poisoned using a military-grade nerve agent. And that poisoning had British officials and lawmakers blaming Russia because the chemical was developed by the Soviet Union during the Cold War. And this most recent incident happened in Amesbury. That's about 8 miles from Salisbury, where the Russian spy poisoning happened. The 2 victims are British nationals, a 45-year-old man and a 44-year-old woman. They were both found unconscious on Saturday, and video from Saturday shows emergency workers, some of them in protective clothing, trying to wheel the stretcher with one of the victims into an ambulance. And originally, investigators thought the couple had overdosed on drugs, and because of the proximity to what happened in Salisbury, counterterrorism officials began working the scene. Agents with Scotland Yard confirmed that this is the same military-grade nerve agent used to attack the former Russian spy.
A number of scenes believed to be the areas that individuals frequented before they fell ill have been cordoned off in the Amesbury and Salisbury areas as a precautionary measure.
And police stressed today they think the public health officials do not believe there is any significant health risk to the general public. In the meantime, the victims are being treated at the same hospital where the Skripals were treated. And right now, the Skripals have been released and they've been taken to another location for their protection. Gulston.
All right, scary stuff there, Brian. Thanks. Well, a teen driver's car was practically swallowed up by a sinkhole.
This is in Minnesota. The 16-year-old driver was able to escape, but you can see there the car basically vertical. Wow. Heavy rainfall caused that sinkhole. The boy was not injured. Deputies say it's because he was wearing his seatbelt and his car had airbags. Well, as we gear up for all the fireworks shows tonight, a moment to look at the Declaration of Independence, which is considered, of course, one of the most masterfully written state papers of Western civilization.
Well, it represented an official severing of ties of the original 13 colonies with Great Britain. It was a gutsy move, but it did declare our core beliefs. Now, while it was written at a different time of social norms, it has withstood the test of time to help forge freedoms for citizens of our country, the doctrine that all men are created equal, that they are endowed with certain inalienable rights, among these life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that the power of government must be derived from the consent of the governed.
The model for our declaration became a role model for other countries to fight for their freedoms. Shortly after we gained our independence, France revolted against King Louis XVI. All right, let's take a live look right now outside from Live Copter 3, and just a beautiful view of it looks like a river area right now. You can see a lot of American flags on those ships for the 4th of July.
Sacramento River looks like people are rafting up, getting ready to get that good spot so they can watch the fireworks later tonight, Mark.
Yeah, as you well know, that's a great spot. And yeah, you can see all of the boats right there, right just outside of Old Sacramento, just underneath the bridge there. They're getting the prime spot. And in the foreground there, you can see the American flag. That is showing the Delta breeze right there. That is the breeze that's bringing in the cooler air that we've all been feeling all day long. We have 75 degrees in Sacramento. There's the wind in Sacramento, southwesterly at 10. It's a pretty modest breeze, but there's a lot of cool air on that breeze, and that's what we'll continue to feel through the night. In Stockton, we have blue sky. We have 84 degrees. That breeze we've had around today has really filtered a lot of the smoke around of the San Joaquin Valley, especially. Modesto has sunshine now and 83 25 degrees with a wind out of the north at 13. In Fairfield, even here, we have cleared a lot of the smoke out of the area today, 71 degrees. And here's the wind, southwesterly at 23, occasionally gusting up to 30. And again, that's Travis Air Force Base, where they're supposed to have the drone show tonight, but canceled or at least postponed because of that gusty wind. And in South Lake Tahoe, blue sky, 74 degrees, perfect day in Tahoe, perfect day on the Sacramento River. Want to show you the last 5 years for the 4th of July. Today, quite a bit cooler than it has been the last few years. Back in 2013, we tied the record high by hitting 110 in Sacramento. A few years ago, we hit 100 degrees. Last year was 95. Today, downtown Sacramento is struggling to reach 80 degrees, and we'll get the daytime highs in here shortly. It could be the coolest daytime high on the 4th of July we've had in more than 40 years. I'll tell you more about that at 6 when we get the official numbers in. We'll keep clear skies around tonight. Tomorrow will also be another comfortable day, although warmer than today. But once we head into Friday and the weekend, that weather system scoots to the north and the heat will be back. For those of you that are fans of the cooler weather and you like days like today, well, you know, in July, we just don't get very many days like this. And yeah, the heat is going to make a comeback, especially by the second half of the weekend. 80 tomorrow in Truckee. 81 in Pollock Pines, beautiful day. The foothills will see sunshine throughout the day with daytime highs generally in the mid-80s. The winds that were somewhat gusty in some spots today will not be as strong tomorrow. Napa will see sunshine and a high of 78, Fairfield 84. The wind will continue to be moving from the south to the north, so the areas around the fire will continue to be smoke-free south of the fire. Look for a high of 89 in Stockton, 88 in Manteca. For Sacramento, we may see a little bit of smoke tomorrow with a high of 89. Yuba City and Colusa, a better chance of having some of the smoke come off the county fire. Temperatures warm on Friday with partly cloudy skies up to 94, upper 90s on Saturday. The hottest day likely to be Sunday with a high near 104. Close to that again Monday. And the early take on next week is more heat. Temperatures in the 90s to around 100 degrees. Nothing like what we've been seeing out there today.
Oh, it was beautiful today. Mark, thank you.
All right, up next, a close call. A lightning bolt strikes a home, but there's no entry hole into the building. How it's believed that bolt got in the house.
Ahead for us tonight, scorching heat and some cities even canceling fireworks because of fire danger. And after hundreds of patients lost frozen embryos, a fertility clinic in Ohio now says it's not their fault. When we see you in just a few minutes.
I'm extremely proud, yet at the same time I'm very sad because he's my baby.
Coming up on the KCRA3 News at 6, a bittersweet send-off for a Lodi teen. On this 4th of July, he's preparing to join the Army. He was just 1 year old when the war with Afghanistan started. Hear from his family members about his big decision to serve our country.
A scare for a family in Satellite Beach, Florida, after a bolt of lightning entered their home.
We can show you the hole it left in the ceiling there. A child was sitting not far from that at the time. And there was a second lightning hole in a child's bedroom about 30 feet away. Now, the bolt did not go through the roof. The homeowners say the bolt hit a palm tree, traveled in muddy water on the ground, and then sideways through the soffit of the home, the underside of the eaves, then came out through the ceiling. Remarkably, the electricity in the home still works. The strikes did not start a fire.
Wow. And everyone's okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, NBC Nightly News is next. While we're enjoying great weather here back east, it's much hotter on this 4th of July. They'll have that story much more. We'll see you back here for more news at 6.
Thanks for joining us.